Have you ever started a new plan with so much excitement only to quit a few weeks later because the scale didn't move the way that you wanted? Or maybe you're like some of our friends who have bounced from diet to diet, chasing the next shiny thing that promises quick results but never sticks. You are not alone, my friend. Consistency is the number one struggle I hear from Christian moms in their weight loss journey. And the truth is, there are real reasons why it feels so hard to stay on track. So in today's episode, I'm breaking down the top 3 reasons why you cannot stay consistent with your weight loss goals. And I promise they're not what you think. So by the end, you'll see exactly what's been holding you back and how to finally build a lifestyle that lasts. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome to the Kingdom Fit Moms podcast, where we believe that you can go on a journey to lose weight for the last time. I know you've tried all the things and you may not believe me yet, but when you do weight loss the Kingdom Fit Moms way, everything changes. You are in the right place if weight is constantly on your mind, you're confused about food, you're missing out on memories, and maybe even putting your dreams off for another day because this weight struggle is no joke. We're a community and we're on a mission to invite God into this weight loss journey so you can shed the burden and shine your light. I want you to start living and believing in the version of yourself that heaven sees. Let's get started. Okay, it's that time of the week where we celebrate some Fit Mom wins. So these are from some of our friends inside of Fit Moms Academy. And I want to encourage you with what they are doing because their story can be your story too. So this is from our first Fit Mom, and she said, "Yesterday I was away from home for 9 hours at my daughter's flag football tournament. I packed food and got in 12,000 steps because I walked in between their games." And she showed this beautiful picture of the food that she packed and her walking path. And so I just wanted to share this win because it can feel like, oh my gosh, I have all these things going on. I'm so busy. I can't make health a priority. But actually, you can do it in the midst of all the busyness, just like this Fit Mom. So way to go. We're totally celebrating you today. And we have one more Fit Mom win of the week. And it says, "So I had an all-day training at work. They gave us an hour lunch break. 2 wins happened. The teachers I went with all walked with me to a deli near the place instead of going to fast food or anything like that. It was so fun and enjoyable. At said deli, I walked into never having looked over the menu, picked up a chicken salad with no dressing and a bottle of water, and enjoyed myself, fully enjoying every bite, every moment. I used to get so stressed looking over menus beforehand, anxious about what was quote-unquote okay. Hated to go out because it took me forever to figure something out. I'd stress over it for hours before going. I've come so far in this journey, just pure joy and food freedom today. Only goal was protein and veggies. No stress, no wishing I could have a cookie or bottle of Coke or piece of bread on the side. Pure and wholesome food freedom today." So amen. I love hearing this. And again, this is the goal, that you can release this burden not only physically, but from your mind. So way to go, Fit Mom. We're celebrating you. Hey friend, quick question. Are you tired of starting over every Monday only to lose steam by Wednesday? You're not alone. Consistency is the number one struggle I hear from Christian moms who want to lose weight. That's why I created the Consistency Kickstart, a free 7-day guide to help you finally stay on track God's way. Each day you'll get a short devotional, one simple action step, and a free printable tracker to keep you focused. No dieting rules, no guilt, just steady progress rooted in faith. So if you're ready to stop the cycle of starting and stopping and finally feel good in your body again, go grab the free Consistency Kickstart today. You'll find it in the show notes. Again, that's your brand new free Consistency Kickstart in the show notes, and I'll see you inside. Okay, let's talk consistency today because, as I've already mentioned, this is the number one thing that I hear that y'all tell me is keeping you from achieving your weight loss goals. So I hope this shines some light on what we can do about it today. So 3 things. Number 1, One reason that I see women struggle to stay consistent is that they are often focusing on a goal rather than the process. And oftentimes, if we aren't seeing success on the scale, then we quit because the goal has been the scale instead of recognizing that what the goal actually needs to be is a whole bunch of little steps to get to that goal on the scale, if that makes sense. So there is a tried and true process to weight loss. I should say probably there are a few, right? Depending on your preferences and what your life is like, and culturally, there are different ways you can go about that. It's not a one size fits all, but it is tried and true, okay? However, the pace is not necessarily guaranteed. Weight loss, it's really just a series of really good habits. And when this is strategically built, like how we do it in Fit Moms Academy, it doesn't have to feel so daunting. Some women actually comment how it feels easy. And when we teach you how to strategically, like you don't want to just willy-nilly pick random things, but when you can build one goal upon another in a strategic way until your whole lifestyle has been overhauled, that is where you're going to find success in the process, again, rather than just a goal. But you cannot do it all at once. And we also have to help you to not give up when you don't see the scale move how you expect it to. So we are changing our expectations for the pace. The goal of seeing that scale drop, it's really just the result of many good decisions over and over again. And it's not a sudden thing because you ate 2 good meals or hit the gym up once this week. We wish we could get that instant gratification on the scale, but that's just not the reality. And even if you have gone, maybe like Kelsey, I've gone a few weeks and I'm still not seeing the success that I want, then we have to have a mindset of setting ourselves up for this long-term satisfaction of treating our body extremely well. And the weight, it will follow, but it's the process and not the product that matters. And that's why we absolutely need this to be very, very simple and buildable and scalable. Okay, so again, number 1 was focusing on the goal rather than the process. We need to shift our mindset there. Okay, so number 2 is this idea of having shiny object syndrome. And this is usually rooted in comparison. So if you're not familiar with this term, shiny object syndrome, it's looking at the next pretty thing and thinking that that must be my solution instead of doing this process that I just mentioned that might not be sexy. It might not be, something that you're going to see on a commercial, right? It's not going to be. And so maybe you're seeing your friend Jenny, she started Ozempic and the weight is just flying off and you're thinking, maybe I should do that. Or maybe you're thinking I should just do Weight Watchers, and then you do it for a while, but then you realize eventually it's not sustainable, and ultimately all you've done is a quick fix instead of this long-term strategy to keep the weight off for good. So when we have shiny object syndrome, we're refocusing our eyes on something that's marketed as a better way. And I've been in medicine for over a decade, and I've seen weight loss medications started, and they've been touted as wonderful, and then eventually they end up with a black box warning, which is like, if you're not familiar, it's saying, okay, there's something that can really harm you about this medication. I've seen that time and time again. And, a metabolism booster, it's not going to fix a decade-long struggle with food in the scale. It's a squirrel moment, and it's not a solution to actually fix what's going on underneath. And it certainly will not lead you to consistency. It will actually delay it because you're veering off track instead of laying down the rails of your new habits that are sustainable. So do not get distracted by shiny object syndrome, even if the commercials make it look so lovely, okay? All right, so number 3, the third reason why you're struggling with consistency. Now, this is maybe a little bit harder to swallow, but the third reason is that you still feel like your way is better. And there isn't this heart change and belief that God's way is where the true freedom lies. Maybe if you feel like you're missing out because you can't have nighttime cookies or snacks in the break room at work, or fill in the blank, the thing that you feel like you're missing out on. Or if you have plans to lose weight so that you can go back to eating what you want, then we're really missing the point here. What needs to happen if you want to be consistent is to think differently. I'm going to say that again because this is absolutely key. What needs to happen if you want to be consistent in your weight loss for good is that we need you to think differently, to realize that God's ways are better, and that either way, whether you plan to stay fit for the rest of your life or just dream about being fit and instead suffer the consequences of feeling crummy and having low energy and hating the clothes you wear, either way, whatever you choose, whichever path, it's hard. There's that saying that goes, choose your hard, right? And it's cliche, but it's true for good reason, right? The hard involved in the Kingdom Fit Mom's way, it leads you to freedom. It leads you to eliminate the food noise all the time. It helps you simplify food so that you can walk into a party and just choose with confidence what you want to eat and see it meet your health goals. But if your heart is in a place where you feel like you're missing out all the time, or you can't find joy in real food, or you just want easy and not deep and meaningful, then you'll never be consistent. You'll always be living in the flesh and wanting a means of rescue, but never willing to be healed and transformed. So this is really a key to the Kingdom Fit lifestyle. Changing the heart and mind so that you want to do health God's way. And so that's exactly what we teach you inside of Fit Moms Academy. And that's why the program is an entire year, because you can jump in and you can hear the material and you can be on our calls and you can have discussions and you can start to experience the heart change. And then we have to pair that with action. And then I always tell my clients it's so good to fail in the midst of coaching because it gives us talking points. And then you get to further lay down more rails in your mind where you're able to do those good habits over and over again and then start to believe that this is actually worth it. It takes practicing it, and it takes being around people who are thinking the way that you want to think, and that maybe you don't even realize that there is a gap there. So we would love to have you in our community. And if you're just wanting to even get a taste of what is this Kingdom Fit way of doing health, then I want you to hop down to the show notes and again, sign up for my free 7-day email series that's going to give you that consistency kickstart with a kingdom mindset. It's the 7 core values that they'll really get you moving in the right direction and out of that weight loss plateau. And it's not going to feel really hard, I promise you. So make sure that you join the Consistency Kickstart and then hop into our Kingdom Fit Moms Facebook group. It's also a free community. You can tell us how your journey is going. I can't wait to hear from you. And remember to keep keep that mindset and that heart check today to keep shedding that burden so you can shine your light. Hey Fit Mom, if this episode blessed you today and you can think of somebody else who's struggling in her weight loss journey, would you consider sharing this week's episode with her to give her a sense of hope? And then while you're at it, hop on over to our free Facebook community, Kingdom Fit Moms, for daily encouragement and support. Let's go shed the weight to shine the light.